Hey everyone, I'm Brendan Bardick, and today we're going to be talking about how to win every expired listing, right? So how to make sure that you're going to have every strategy, tip, technique that I've learned over the last 20 years to sell thousands of expired listings. I'm going to teach that to you today. So before we jump in, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you can get all of our latest videos. Check us out on our website to get our free script book, which is at brendanbardick.com. And stick around to the end. I'm going to give you a couple of really strong pro tips that you're going to want to make sure you're using so you can get your unfair share of expired listings. All right, so let's jump in. First of all, let's talk about how amazing the expired listing market is. Now, if you don't know what an expired listing is, just real quick, that's when you have a property that another agent listed, they had a contract for a period of time, 30, 60, 90, 6 months, a year-long contract to get that client's home sold, and it did not sell either because of outside circumstances, the agent, the price, the seller, who knows, we're going to find out. But for some reason it didn't sell and it comes up on a hot list so you can take advantage of it. So when we first go into this, we need to make sure we have to do a couple of things. Number one is we have to understand the psychology of the seller. All right, so remember, this person has already decided to utilize a real estate agent. They already decided to sell their home. Something went sideways along the way. So we got to make sure that we understand the psychology, which is either going to be frustration, right? They're just irritated that their home hasn't been able to sell. Disappointment, right? They're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to keep doing this. So knowing that there's going to be some emotion in there that's going to leave them very frustrated, and we have to understand that and come from a place of empathy and a place of we're here to save the day, right? So expireds, the psychology is I'm here to help you and save the day. So empathetic, I appreciate what happened. Again, I'm so sorry. Let me save you and get you to the finish line, right? You got to, it's time to take you to the finish line. So think about that, number one, right? Number two is we have to make sure when we're attacking expireds that we're doing it by leveraging technology. When we're looking at expireds, this isn't just hey, I can pick up the phone today and take a couple expired shots. No. You need to have the right technology to help leverage your expired experience because your competition is using that data. So when we talk about the technology, we usually are talking about a dialer of some form or fashion, and the dialer is not much as important or not as important as much as getting the expired data provided to you every single day and then having a system that goes back and cross-references it so you know when other properties have come back on the market, gone under contract, so you can constantly have your finger on the pulse of where those expired properties are at in the process of, basically, are they still expired, not expired, where are they at? So we utilize Mojo. We like Mojo Sales Solutions for this. The Red X is a fantastic system. The Vulcan 7 is a great system to be able to utilize this. But if you're asking me what I would use today if I had to spend money, I would use the Red X. The Red X, in my opinion, is one of the oldest companies around that's been doing this. It's also the one that has the best CRM that manages this data, that utilizes all the different technology to keep you up to date. And I also believe it has one of the better algorithms. Now, the Vulcan 7 people that like Vulcan 7 would be like, oh, Vulcan 7's the best or Mojo's the best, whatever. Doesn't necessarily matter 100%. You just need to be able to start having this data consistent to you. So check those out. They usually are going to give you a demo or some sort of trial period. If they don't, maybe they shouldn't, because that way you need to just jump in, right? You should just jump in and go, look, I'm doing expireds because it's a great piece of business and here I go. Now, when we're talking about that, so first of all, we've got to make sure that we have the data available on a regular basis. The next pro tip on the expireds that we really have to get good at is we've got to make sure that we are scripted and we know how to get someone from the quickest conversation. So remember, where you're going to have your biggest success is you need to be first and last. Let me be very clear on that. First and last. So the expired game is you need to be hitting the phones every day. And again, observe your local laws and all of these things. And, if you're phone calling things, if you're making outbound calls, check with your managing broker, disclaimer here, right? The earlier you call, the more likely that you're going to get to that person first before 6 or 7, 10, 20 other people call, and they get frustrated and either stop answering the phone or don't respond at all. So that's just on the call. Now, what we've been studying is that texting prior to making the call is even more effective. So here's a real pro tip here. Text before you call. So if I'm waking up on the expireds and I have the phone number, I'm going to text real quick and say, John, I was shocked to see that your property at 123 came off the market. I'm going to be giving you a call here to talk to you about it. And that's it. Short, simple. I'm going to give you a call to talk about it. Then you give them a call. Now they go, oh, okay, so this guy Brendan's going to be texting me. All right, interesting. Okay, fair enough. Then when you call, it already preempts this. Now, when we're looking at the expired process, what we're really looking at is consistency over time. So if I'm calling an expired, I'm going to be first. So text, call. Then if I speak to them, fantastic. I need to be scripted so that when I'm on this call, I can have a rhythm that's going to take me where I need to go to get to the goal, which is setting an appointment. So go to brendanbardick.com. We'll put a link to our expired script and our whole script book here below, but you need to use these scripts. Oh, I don't like a script, Brendan. It doesn't sound like me. Well, too bad. I'm so sorry. This is what people utilize to make a lot of money. Use this first and then develop your own script. But the reason the script is so powerful is you have to make sure you're not missing any key points that you need to have along the way to get them from here to appointment. Okay, that's what we have to do. So be very clear on that the script is there as a tool to create a rhythm that ends in success. And you're going to need to practice it. Then the second thing you're going to need besides scripts are objection handlers. Okay? Every expired is going to say more or less the same exact things. Okay? I'm not ready to put it back on the market yet. I've already chosen another agent. I didn't even know it came off the market. I'll just call my agent. We're going to wait until next year. Whatever it might be, we have all of these sorted in our objection handlers in our script book. These are things that you need to practice so you can neutralize, and I hate to use that word, it sounds scary, so you can address that objection and still move forward and get past it so you can head to an appointment. Okay. So for example, if the seller, so I'm like, hey, Susie, go through my script. Hey, it looks like your property at 123 Elm Street came off the market. I was curious if you still had any interest in selling it. No, we don't have any interest in selling it. Okay, have a great day. That's why you need a script and objection handlers. Or, hey, do you still have any interest in selling it? We're going to wait till next year. Okay, you're going to wait till next year. So you don't want to sell it now? No, we just said that we don't want to sell it now. We're going to wait till next year. Okay, call me next year then. This is why you need a script. And the only reason I know this is because I've heard so many agents just trying to make this call not have a lot of success with it because they weren't ready and they hadn't practiced enough. So if I wanted to go and play in the major leagues and try to hit a 99 mile per hour fastball, I wouldn't get up in front of some major league pitcher and just go, all right, I think I got this. I would get killed. I would absolutely never hit the ball or probably get hit by the ball. I'm going to have practice, batting practice, so I can make millions of dollars doing this. And you can make millions of dollars doing this. Okay? So be very clear on that. So we need to understand the psychology. We need to make sure that we have the technology. We need to make sure that we have our scripts and dialogues. And then we have to have a real mindset of understanding that for every single no, I'm that much closer to a yes. So for me, I knew that around every 9 no's, I got a yes, an appointment. So I was so excited actually when people were like, yeah, no, don't call me back, I'm good, or I couldn't get to an appointment or anything like that. I go, all right, 8 more, 7 more, 6 more, 5 more. And again, sometimes it'd be 3, but on average, it would be 9. So you have to fall in love with the rejection. The rejection has to be like more exciting than almost even the yeses, which I know people are like, what, you weirdo? That's how you win this game. People get so deterred from doing expireds because they don't want to be rejected. Fall in love with rejection, then every day is a breeze. You're just going, all right, thank you for that. That was great. Yep. And people are pretty nice most of the time, right, when you're doing this. So fall in love with no. Love it. Go, yes. Have a little, again, some techniques here too is you can have a jar of pens on your desk and have 9 of them or 10 of them in one. And every time you get a no, you take one over and put it into the other jar. Because when you get to the other, when all of them are gone, that yes is about to be there if it hasn't already happened yet. It'll be rare that you probably even get through 10 if you're scripted. If you're not scripted and don't have your objection handlers down, it's going to take maybe you're 20 no's. You might be 30 no's, right? That's what the scripting and objection handling does. And that's what we work on every day with our coaching clients is reducing the amount of no's so your conversion always goes up. But you're going to get some no's. People are just if everybody was like, come on over and list my house, well, then everyone would do it. All right. So think about those 3 steps in themselves. Number 1, know the psychology, empathetic, and you have to be the hero. You have to know why they're frustrated. I appreciate that, but I'm here to get you to the finish line. Number 2, have the technology and make sure that you're leveraging. If you can't afford it and you're new, get a couple of agents in your office to go in on it and take different days or different times of the day and leverage it out that way, right? Make sure that you're doing those types of things. You need to have the technology in your hands. And then when we're looking at this in number 3, and when we're talking about scripting and all of these things, you need to make sure that you're so confident and so practiced that it's so smooth that you can get past these things and continue to move forward to setting the appointment. All right. So you have to practice those techniques. Now, one of the last things that I want to talk about here is looking at making sure you understand the opportunity that's available for expireds. So we know in our market on any average day, there's probably 30 to 40 expired listings. Now, you're going, Brendan, the market's on fire here. There's only like 5 in my market. It'll come back. If there's only 5 in your market, then sell those 5. But on average, there's usually in a major metro area about 20 to 30 a day. Okay? Here's the pro tip. Make sure that you're going after the old expireds just as much as you're going after the new expireds. So you need to make sure that you're tracking not only the new ones that come out and trying to hit them, but you're going back through the ones that expired a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and making sure that you're addressing them. The gold is in the old expireds. All right? That's where the money is. So I know that you'll have a lot of success with this. Make sure that you're practicing these things. Join us every Thursday at 12 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, where we have our live national role play practice. You can join us for that and what we call Price Like a Pro at 12:30. So we'll have that link in the details below. Every single Thursday, come and learn the techniques, the strategies, all that. And I know you're going to have great success.